Come, let us explore the hidden truth about impermanence. By way of review, when we silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun, let's try this again. When we silently and mentally recite the one-syllable verb ease during our exhalation, we are wired, due to our parasympathetic nervous system, to so physically relax and mentally release that what we noticed during our previous inhalation could fleetingly feel less tantalizing, less permanent, and less defining. We cannot believe our way to nirvana. Well, why not? It sounds so convenient, doesn't it? Because belief is a form of rigidity of both intellect and emotion. And the path of the Buddha is not the path of rigidity, but flexibility. Not the path of controlling, but the path of letting it go and being laid back. So, therefore, the actual mechanism of belief is antithetical to release and letting go. The nice thing is we don't have to force impermanence. It's wired into us. Everybody, every adult has seen multiple, dozens, if you will, years come and go. We've seen, with the changing of the seasons, we've seen the impermanence of a year. With the with the waxing and the waning of the moon every month, we've seen the impermanence of a month. With the rising and the setting of the sun every day, we've seen the impermanence of a day. And right now, we could gingerly rest our fingertips upon our upper chest. With our next inhalation, we could feel it swell. With our next exhalation, we could feel it sink. And viscerally experience the impermanence of a single breath. This is why it has been written, ever-changing, one and all, there is nothing permanent to grasp. And why it has also been written that change makes of permanence an absurdity. Change makes of grasping an impossibility. Here's the theme I refer to over and over again. By playing with mindfulness and meditation every 12 hours or two, we automatically practice the first fold of the Eightfold Path and experience a deep familiarization with the literal impermanence that supports letting go. We don't have to do this through concentration. That's counterproductive. We don't have to do this through analysis. That too is counterproductive. All those things are going to do is trigger our amygdala and get us knee-deep in anxiety and aggression. And nobody wants that. Instead, silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this during each inhalation, and thanks to our sympathetic nervous system, we will vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, and fleetingly notice mind's antics of perception, emotion, intention, cognition, recollection, and imagination. And silently and mentally recite the one-syllable verb ease during each exhalation, and those exact same things we noticed could feel less important, less permanent, and less defining. This concludes this morning's opening lesson. It is Yoda Monday morning. Come, let us meditate like a Jedi. This is Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School, for more than 30 years. I've spent about 8 hours a day, almost every day, studying, practicing, mastering, and reverse engineering the teachings and techniques of each of each school of meditation, so that you would not have to. Welcome, my friends, to Meditate Like a Jedi, which is made possible due to the generosity of viewers just like you. Welcome to the first quarter of mindful crease counting meditation. Over the span of 12 inhalations, we could advance our right thumb in the following manner, beginning with our little finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Multiply this by 12 sets and you've got 144 inhalations. We can count those 12 sets upon our left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 sets of 12 inhalations each. To keep track of this, our first quarter, we could rest the great knuckle at the base of our right little finger upon the tip of our left little finger, palms up in our lap. Doing so could gently invite our real or imagined subtle energies to coalesce in the bladder region of our lower abdomen. So, if you've just tuned in, allow me to get you up to speed. The most efficient way to practice mindfulness is to silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this during our inhalation. Thus, thanks to, in cooperation with our sympathetic nervous system, we could vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, and fleetingly notice mind's antics of sight, of seeing, hearing, feeling, tasting, smelling, and the like, including emotion, intention, cognition, recollection, and imagination. What do we do with that which we notice? Well, we meditate. And the most efficient way to do that is to silently and mentally recite the one-syllable verb ease during our exhalation. That, in cooperation with our parasympathetic nervous system, we could physically relax and mentally release to such a degree that what we noticed during our previous inhalation could fleetingly feel less tantalizing, less permanent, and less defining. So together as a team, let us meditate right now. Good morning and welcome to the second quarter of Mindful Crease Counting Meditation. Over the span of 12 inhalations, we could advance our right thumb in the following manner, beginning with our little finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Multiply that by 12 sets, and you've got 144 inhalations. We could count those 12 sets on our left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 sets of 12 inhalations each. To keep track of our second quarter, we could rest the great knuckle at the base of our right ring finger, upon the tip of our left ring finger, palms up in our lap. Oopsie. Doing so could gently invite our real or imagined subtle energies to coalesce in the navel region of our mid-abdomen. Yes, at first blush, this could seem overwhelming, but remember, repetition is the mother of skill. Come to these live streams once every 12 hours, and within a week or two, you could master the Buddha's path. So, by way of review, the most efficient way to practice mindfulness is to silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this during each inhalation. Doing so, in cooperation with our sympathetic nervous system, helps us to vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, and fleetingly notice mind's antics of perception, emotion, intention, cognition, recollection, and imagination. But what do we do with all that which we notice? You know, the external, the internal, the physical, the mental, the pleasurable, the painful, the interesting, the boring, the glorious, and the grotesque. Well, what do we do with them? Well, we meditate. And the most efficient way to meditate is to silently and mentally recite the one-syllable verb ease during our exhalation. Doing so in cooperation with our parasympathetic nervous system helps us to so physically relax and mentally release that what we noticed during our previous inhalation could fleetingly feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. And a good English teacher will remind us that a simile is only as useful as it is relatable. So we have to ask the question, what? What is a real-world example of a non-graspable vast empty void? How about the illusion of the infinite azure sky on a bright and beautiful cloudless morn, which, although could be tantalizing to the eye, is intangible to the hand. And so we see, just by playing with mindfulness and meditation, we cannot help but experience the first fold of the Eightfold Path's deep familiarization, I have trouble pronouncing that word, deep familiarization with the figurative emptiness that supports our mental release. Now, mental release does not mean we no longer feel yucky emotions or yucky sensations. It means that what we notice controls our choices, utterances, and deeds less and less and less. And that is the liberation or the freedom that Buddha offers, whether the Buddha was real or merely archetypical. The moment you have a specific question about Buddhist philosophy, Buddhist mindfulness, Buddhist meditation, simply type your question in great detail in the chat window. Please do not wait until the end of the live stream, but rather strike while the iron is hot. Let's meditate. And yes, I make a minor adjustment to my posture every 15 minutes or so. It keeps the joints happy, because we don't get extra credit for bone spurs or torn joint lining. Welcome to the third quarter of Mindful Crease Counting Meditation. Since you've already received the counting instructions, let's go straight to the knuckle placement. Let's see, it's at button 4. So to keep track of this, the third quarter, we could rest the great knuckle at the base of our right middle finger upon the tip of our left middle finger, palms up in our lap. Doing so could gently invite our real or imagined subtle energies to coalesce in the heart region of our chest. Good morning and welcome to this early morning's fourth quarter of mindful crease counting meditation. Allow me to get you up to speed. Over the span of 12 inhalations, we could advance our right thumb in the following manner, beginning with our little finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Multiply this by 12 sets and you've got 144 inhalations. You can count those 12 sets on your left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 sets of 12 inhalations each. To keep track of this, the fourth quarter, we can rest the great knuckle at the base of our right index finger. Upon the tip of our left index finger, palms up in our lap. Doing so could gently invite our real or imagined subtle energies to coalesce at the crown region of our head. Yes, this could seem a trifle complex, but repetition is the mother of skill. Come to these live streams every 12 hours or so, and within a week or two, you could master the Buddha's path. I'm going to take a moment to insult your intelligence and remind you that the most efficient way to practice mindfulness is to silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this during each inhalation. Doing so helps us to cooperate with our sympathetic nervous system in such a way that we vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, and fleetingly notice mind's antics of perception, emotion, intention, cognition, recollection, or imagination. What do we do with all this stuff that we notice? We meditate, and the most efficient way to do that is to silently and mentally recite the one-syllable verb ease during each exhalation. Doing so helps us to cooperate with our parasympathetic nervous system in such a way that we're able to physically relax and mentally release to such a degree that we're able to release what it is we noticed during our previous inhalation. Whether it is that we noticed was mind's antics, or mind's preferences, desiring some things and dreading others, or mind's resistance to the absence of an object of desire, or mind's resistance to the presence of an object of dread. By noticing these things, by noticing the good and the bad and the ugly, labeling it simply with the demonstrative pronoun this, and then relaxing, we're not shoving away, we're not lobotomizing our capacity to experience these things, but we are freeing ourselves from their tyranny, so that they control our choices and utterances and deeds less and less and less. You have taken your first step into a much larger world. If you feel that I have earned it, you could give this live stream a thumbs up. You could even help support this channel. In approximately 3 hours or so, I would very much like to return to lead today's mid-morning meditation class and group practice. And if you are as geeky as me, may the Force be with you always.